Your birthplace is beyond your grasp, but your path to greatness lies firmly in your hands. Ever marvel at why some sail through life raking in riches with ease and thriving, as if success were their birthright, while others toil relentlessly, yet stumble on the road to financial peace? Is it pure chance, or does a hidden current steer each soul's fate from their very first breath? Your birth date isn't just a number. It's a silent architect of your mind, your actions, and your climbed prosperity. For Aries, the Zodiac's fearless trailblazers born between March 21 and April 19, this truth burns brighter than most. Their birth date isn't merely a marker. It's a key to unlocking career victories and fortune. How you tackle one task mirrors how you tackle life at T. Harv Eker. Aries, Zodiac warriors ablaze with drive, passion, and an unyielding urge to dominate. Don't wait for fate to knock. They forge their own luck. But why do some Aries rocket to professional peaks in a flash while others falter in finding their footing? The answer hides in the day they entered the world. Ever pondered if the date you drew your first breath could shape how you earn, ascend, and amass wealth? For Aries, those audacious souls who leap where others hesitate, fearless of peril and primed to shatter barriers. Birth dates don't just define traits. They carve distinct roads to riches. If you're an Aries, idleness isn't your game. You crave the thrill of the fight, revel in blazing new trails, and embrace danger to seize your desires. Yet curiously, not every Aries treads the same money. Making trail. These divergences don't stem only from upbringing or grit. They're etched in the precise day of your birth. Astrology reveals that Aries born across different spans of the sign wield unique financial instincts. Those born between March 21 and March 30 are fearless gamblers, ignited by conquest and undaunted by obstacles. They dive headfirst into perilous arenas, startups, high-stakes finance, tech breakthroughs, where the stakes thrill the most, yet their snap judgments can spark costly missteps without the tempering hand of patience. Aries born from March 31 to April 9 blend daring with cunning. They chase lofty goals but lay sturdy groundwork first, thriving in business leadership, executive roles, or calculated investments. They know triumph demands not just bold moves, but endurance and measured risks. Those born between April 10 and April 19 take a steadier tack, less rash, more deliberate, with eyes fixed on the horizon. They transform setbacks into stepping stones, mastering fields like finance, law, or real estate through persistence and foresight, stacking wealth that endures. Which camp do you fall into? Does your birth date steer your money, making voyage? How can you wield your inborn gifts to unlock a flood of riches? Dive with me into the money mysteries of each Aries birth date cluster and learn how to tap your primal strength for jaw, dropping abundance. Aries born from March 21 to March 30, the trailblazers redefining wealth. Are you a natural-born victor? Do you feel destined to storm the world? Are you restless, itching to act now? Electrified by hurdles, unshaken by flops, convinced that only bold bets yield glory? If you're nodding, you're likely a quintessential Aries, born in the sign's rawest stretch, March 21 to March 30. But what does this mean for your career, cash flow, and fate? Does this fiery spirit guarantee millions, or is it a razor's edge teetering between triumph and tumble? Unlike their Aries kin, these souls pulse with the sign's purest essence, fierce, unflinching, direct, and dead, set on claiming the crown. Driven wholly by Mars, the planet of battle, motion, and vigor, they're not just dreamers. They're dynamite, risking it all for the win. They scorn dawdling, despise delays, and scoff at surrender. Ruled entirely by Mars, the warlord of planets, they blaze like an unstoppable inferno, charging ahead at breakneck speed. This makes them born pathfinders, groundbreakers, never content with runner-up. Life's a sprint, and trailing feels like fading. Fearless of trials, undeterred by gambles, they see every stumble as fuel to push on. In work, these early Aries hunt for roles offering liberty, control, and a stage to flex their command. They chafe under tight reins or micromanagement. If a system cages them, they bolt fast. This suits them for gigs demanding quick calls, guts, and pace. prime paths include launching ventures, steering businesses, trading stocks, brokering deals, excelling in sports, serving in the military, diving into politics, or crushing it in sales. They shine in top dog spots where snap choices, team leadership, and big impacts reign. Competition fuels them. They're hungriest when proving their mettle and snagging first place. Yet this fierce streak can cut both ways. Their haste and restlessness may trigger rash moves, landing them in avoidable messes. Quick to sour without instant wins, they sometimes lack the stamina for drawn-out pursuits, ditching half-baked plans or veering off when the buzz fades. Plus, their need to lead can clash with teamwork. They hate being bossed, and in rigid settings where they can't call shots, they feel choked and flame out. Financially, these Aries are wizards at cash, grabbing. They leap into dicey investments and scout fresh prospects without flinching. Fixed paychecks bore them. They crave fields with big commissions, merit-based hauls, or fast-growing assets. They can soar in stock markets, real estate flips, digital hustles, or fluid money models. With a sharp nose for trends, they pounce on budding niches for profit. But their gamble-loving, impatient street courts danger without a tight game plan, rushing into wild bets or burning cash as fast as it rolls in. They're not wired for long-haul savings, splurging freely on whims with little eye on tomorrow. They're ace, bouncing back fast. Failure doesn't haunt them. They pivot to the next shot without a backward glance. This can catapult them to peaks, but it risks a loop of boom, bust restart without lasting riches. To cash in fully, they must master risk control, craft fallback plans, and nurture a steady investment lens. Pairing their boldness with savvy could turn big earnings into enduring wealth. These Aries draw money luck through sheer nerve and swift grabs. They don't wait for fortune, they hunt it down. Spotting a cash vein, they strike without pause, landing in lucky breaks that are really their own making. Still, balancing risk with caution, pace with plotting, is key to holding their gains. Born March 21 to March 30, Aries can become titan entrepreneurs, fearless captains, or field-shaping icons. Wealth and renown await if they harness their spark while taming their flaws. Success isn't handed to them. It's seized through ceaseless drive. With patience, planning, and cunning, they'll not only hit the top but stay there, leading, trend-setting, and rewriting rules, so long as they wield their flame with wisdom and force. Before we roll on, if this is striking a chord, hit subscribe, like, and share this with your crew. Your support edges us toward 20,000 subscribers, a goal firing us up to keep dropping real talk and actionable wisdom. Stick around to the end. The juiciest bits are still ahead. Aries born from March 31 to April 9, the tacticians crafting money dynasties. Are you wired to steer and shape your fate? Aries born from March 31 to April 9 hum, with a vibe distinct from the sign's early chargers. Where late March Aries surge like tempests, heedless of the fallout, this crew tempers boldness with brains, keeping their cool under fire. They've got the Zodiac signature heat, but channel it through the sun, planet of poise, resolve, and lasting hunger, making them born commanders who wield their edge with measured, enduring might. They still carry Aries' frontier soul, but they don't lunge at every shiny chance. They get that big wins, need deep roots. Unrushed by fleeting glory, they plot, prep, and pounce with precision, excelling in realms craving foresight, structure, and cool-headed calls. They shine in leadership gigs, money stewardship, smart bets, or roles blending guts with grit. Their wealth game is grounded. They don't just spot openings. They safeguard their haul, shunning get rich quick ploys. They stack a financial fortress brick by brick. Think real estate, banking, or ventures with a far-off horizon. No wild dashes here, but a deliberate, risk-savvy climb. They spread their stakes, dodge one-basket traps, and grasp that staying power beats flash. They don't just rake in cash, they grow it better than their early kin. At work, they've got a grip on chaos, striking when the iron's hot, not swinging blind. Their leadership isn't loud. It's earned through quiet smarts and broad sway. They don't flex for show, but lift their squads higher, knowing victory's a team build, not a solo sprint. This fits them for steering companies, heading crews, shaping brands, or even politicking. where their keen minds chart the course. But even with their sharper reins, pitfalls lurk. Trusting their blueprints too hard, they might miss shots by overcooking the prep. Drawn to power, they cling to their playbook, stiffening when curves hit, clashing with freewheeling types or fast-shifting scenes. And while they ace money moves, their safety, first bent, can stall them, over-managing risks, shying from leaps that could skyrocket their stash. This crew pulls fortune their way with patience, discipline, and sharp picks. Luck's no crutch. They bank on choices and steady plays. Their gut and logic sniff out gems. Others skip, piling wealth with order and staying power. They know when to jump, when to hold, when to gamble, and when to shield. Nailing fields like property stakes, cash planning, corporate helms, or brand sculpting. Personality. Wise, they stand alone, but not apart. They call shots, but hear others out. Less brash than early Aries, their entrance still hums with quiet clout, commanding respect through savvy, calm, and leading by deed. They sway not with noise but proof, stacking results that cement their steady, lasting climb. Aries born from April 10 to April 19, the builders of lasting riches. Do you dream big, stacking your wealth with patience and precision? Aries born April 10 to April 19 carry a flavor all their own. Where early Aries blaze trails with reckless zeal and mid-group blend pace with plotting, this late crew brings a seasoned calm, a clear money compass, and a knack for rock, solid bases. Touched by Jupiter, planet of growth, insight, and plenty, they skip quick scores for deep, lasting fixes to shield and swell their fortune. They don't chase hot trends or fleeting cash grabs. Real wealth, they know, rises from steady moves, tight math, and dogged staying power, not overnight hauls. Unlike their early kin, they shun risky thrills, zeroing in on enduring worth. Think finance, law, real estate, long-haul bets, asset wrangling, or structured ventures. In their work, they don't rush but map every critical step. With a far-off gaze, they shrug off market jitters or dicey windfalls, keeping feelings out of money calls. A boon in brainy trades, risk juggling and logic-driven posts. They don't race out the gate, but stick their course to the finish, never folding. They're standout, learning and bending. They don't dive blind, studying, watching, weighing before big swings. This crowns them masters in their game, armed with know, how, and the chops to cash it in, stacking stable, storm, firm, crov gains. With money, they don't splurge wild, but plot spending and stakes with care. They don't burn through earnings. Money's a tool to breed more. They lean into property, nest eggs, steady stocks, or slow burn growth, building a bedrock over chasing fast bucks, losing less in the fray. Yet their knack can trip them up. Over, wary. They might dodge risks or miss shots chasing ironclad safety. High bars for themselves can breed fussiness, souring them on solid wins. Balance rigor with flex, and they'll tap their full might for epic, lasting hauls. Late Aries wield power, smart, skipping petty drains. They craft worth for all around them, eyeing legacies. Think money gurus, legal eagles, property moguls, or venture kings who don't just bank cash, but lock it in for ages. So, can Aries hit millionaire status? Ready to shatter ceilings and seize your money fate? Hell yes, but not by dumb luck. Aries pack the guts, grit, and spark to turn chances into gold. They don't twiddle thumbs for destiny. They carve it. The gap between a loaded Aries and a strapped one. Self-restraint, long game smarts, and wielding their juice right. Fuse their blaze with focus, stamina, and cash cunning, and they won't just bank millions. They'll rule money kingdoms, growing wealth that sticks. Aries don't trail. They pioneer, own the turf, and spark waves. Average ain't their lane. They crave more, faster, gunning for the peak. If this hits home, shout it in the comments. I'm a fierce Aries, bold as hell, carving my cash fate. No matter your Aries slice, you've got a pioneer's flame, a survivor's spine, and conqueror's hunger. Wield it not just to win, but to reign, building wealth that echoes power across the money map. At this stage, are you still questioning whether Aries can reach millionaire heights? Are you prepared to shatter boundaries and seize command of your financial future? The answer is a resounding yes, but it's not a matter of chance. Aries are equipped with everything they need to amass riches: a trailblazing mindset, quick decision-making, bravery, and the knack for transforming possibilities into tangible gains. They aren't the sort to sit idly by, letting life dictate their course. They're the architects of their own fate. What separates a thriving Aries from one who falters? It comes down to self-mastery, a vision for the long haul, and the skill to direct their dynamic energy with purpose. By blending their fiery passion with focus, persistence, and keen money sense, they can do more than just hit the millionaire mark. They can construct lasting financial dynasties, not only earning wealth, but steering and multiplying it across time. Aries aren't here to walk in anyone's shadow. They're born to forge their own roads, dominate the arena, and set the pace for what's next. Mediocrity isn't their style. They hunger for more, chase it with urgency, and constantly aim for the summit. If you're an Aries, trust in your strength. Move with swiftness, resolve, and smarts, and you'll see that riches aren't some far-off fantasy. They're yours to claim. If this sparks something in you, declare it loud and clear in the comments. I'm a fierce Aries, unstoppable and daring, crafting my own wealth story. Regardless of which Aries window you were born into, you hold the spark of a groundbreaker, the tenacity of a fighter, and the drive to triumph. Harness that raw power not just to win, but to lead. Grow in your success into a force that reverberates through the financial landscape. Tap into your core strength. Dream without ceilings. Chase excellence with every ounce of your being, and let your light blaze unapologetically. Never shy away from stepping fully into your highest potential. Every day is a chance to push farther, grow tougher, and claim the victories that align with your gifts. You were made to battle, to innovate, and to stand as a beacon of extraordinary achievement. And keep an eye out for what's coming next. We'll dive deeper into lucky numbers, potent colors, wealth, building tips, and rich insights to empower you to own your path with boldness and clarity. If this piece lights a fire in you, let us know. Drop a 1 in the comments if it inspires and energizes you. Toss in a 2 if you've got ideas for what we should tackle next. And if there's a specific angle you'd love us to explore in detail, leave it below. We'll make it a priority to craft something tailored for you. Share this with the Aries in your life, your relatives, pals, or anyone radiating that fierce, relentless Zodiac vibe. Help them unlock their full potential and charge toward their financial destiny with all the grit and gusto they've got. Aries don't just stumble into wealth, they forge it. Thank you, and see you in our next video.